Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. This is Bhagavad Gita. This gets me a lot of views, so I'll show this Bhagavad Gita, but a lot of you might not know where I read this Bhagavad Gita, and this is the one that I've read many times. This is the Bhagavad Gita with a commentary of Shankaracharya because I love Advaita Vedanta. I know it's the truth, I don't believe or something, I just know that this thing is the truth. So either way, I wanted to show this because yay, I'm enlightened. And I am, like, it's not a joke. So I just wanted to come and actually explain the Gita itself. I mean, why I talk about Gita and not just directly come to the topic, right? So Gita is basically a very simple book, alright? It's basically about a man called Arjuna, and he was born and he was the rightful heir to a kingdom, but his parents were not there, so he had to live with foster parents, and the foster parents had their own kids, and later on their kids wanted to get the kingdom, but ideally it should have gone to Arjuna. But Arjuna still, the man who was the rightful owner, he still didn't want the whole kingdom, he wanted some of the kingdom, but the child of the foster parent said he shouldn't even get that much. So all in all, a lot of things happened, a lot of drama happened. The story is called Mahabharata, and in the end what happened was just that Arjuna had to fight off the child and the family of the foster parents, although he grew up in a family of his foster parents. Like, he loved them, he had his teachers there, he had his mentors there, he had his relatives, cousins there, right? Until it came upon the kingdom, until the thing became about the kingdom, he was friends with all of them, he was very close with all of them. So Gita starts off with this premise that Arjuna is on the battlefield, he has to fight his foster parents and their family, and they had like 100 sons, so a lot of people he's very close with. And he's Arjuna, now you should know, is sort of a sentimental guy, okay? He asks Krishna, who is basically a self-realized person, and a lot of Indians consider him God himself. He asked Krishna at that time, his charioteer, to take his chariot into the middle of the battlefield. And as he goes to the middle, in the middle of the battlefield, he wants to take a look at all of his enemies, right? So when he was taking a look at all of his enemies, he realizes that all the people are the people that are close to him. So he suddenly loses his willpower to fight this battle. And now you should know that this battle is a very righteous battle. Like, this battle is fought on the right grounds, because what the sons of the foster parents did was very wrong, and rightfully Arjuna should have gotten the kingdom and should not have been betrayed like this and all that stuff. I don't want to get into the semantics into the details of that, because it doesn't matter. What matters is the philosophy here. So I've never even really truly read Mahabharata or whatever. I just wanted to understand this book better. So that's all I'm telling you guys. Just know that Arjuna is the hero. Arjuna is the right guy, and the opponents, Karna and Duryodhana, I guess he was. I don't even remember the names at this point, but whatever. The other team is the bad team, right? But he is close to this bad team. So when he's in the middle of the battlefield, he sees his opponents and he says to Krishna, a self-realized man, I cannot fight. I cannot hold my bow anymore. My will to fight this battle has lost, because these people are very close to me. If I kill them, what's my existence power? Like, I've lost all will to fight, and now please help me. Now, so he just he just completely loses his willpower and says, Krishna, help me. I can't figure out what to do in this life, what to do in life now. So this is basically a dilemma. This is basically a ground where we as humans, all of us, find ourselves in, right? We don't know what to do. We want someone to tell us what is right to do, right? This is where Gita starts, First chapter is the background that I just explained. Second chapter is sort of like everything you need to know to understand Gita. The second chapter is something that I've read infinite times. I've written my own book upon this chapter second. So chapter second is where Krishna then now helps Arjuna with understanding who he is and what to do in life. All of the life force that Arjuna has lost, just the way we lose our life force in life, the times when we feel very sad, we feel very, not sad, we feel very restless, agitated, perturbed from inside. That is where Arjuna is. So this is all you need to know. Arjuna is a person who is agitated. He seeks help. Please tell me what to do. I've lost all my willpower to live. I don't know what to do. Who am I? Why am I doing this? I can't understand anything. You feel we all have been here. This is why this book is the epitome of all philosophies and all knowledge that has ever been given, because it gives the answer in a form of a story, and it's included in a story, so it's very easy for us to understand. But this is actually the highest knowledge out there. This is the Advaita Vedanta. So I'm going to read the chapter 2. It has 72 verses from Adi Shankaracharya's commentary. And you guys might be excited to know, I have written my own commentary on it. So on the side, I will also be reading my own commentary. So I'll first read the most authentic text, and then I'll give my opinions and my translation, because what I've written is basically the simplest way Gita could have been written. So the chapter 2 starts like this. Sanjaya said, Sanjaya is basically like the narrator, okay? To him who had thus been filled with pity, whose eyes were filled with tears and showed distress, and who was sorrowing, Madhusana uttered these words. I'll see this is what I'm saying. They just make the book complicated, so I'll just read my translation, alright? But I'll also keep referring to this. Before I begin this chapter 2, you guys should understand this one thing, alright? In this chapter 2, what will be explained is called Advaita Vedanta. Advaita Vedanta is basically knowledge of non-duality. It's the highest philosophy given in Indian history, you can say. And Advait word literally means Advait, which means Dvait means dual and A means no. So non-dual Vedanta. Vedanta is basically Upanishads, philosophical part of Vedas of our country, the oldest scriptural text that we have in India. So philosophical, non-dual philosophy, Advaita Vedanta, you can understand as non-dual philosophy. What does non-dual mean? Non-dual simply means there is only one thing in this world, and there is no second to that. That's it, done. This is the whole philosophy. And what is that one thing? In Advaita Vedanta, we call that thing as Brahman. What is Brahman? We understand it through quotes like Satchit Anand. Brahman is basically the one thing that there is. And if I explain you, I don't want to get too deep in the starting, but it can be understood as Sat Chit Anand, which means Sat is the isness of the things, Chit means the awareness of the things, Anand is the bliss that you get when you actually realize this. So Brahman is basically awareness. For example, it basically says that you are awareness, I am awareness, and awareness is the only thing in the world. Everything that we see is this book and everything else, this mobile, all this is an illusion. This is an illusion which is, this mobile is, isness is Sat, isness is Brahman. So the isness behind all of the things, the awareness behind all of the things is Brahman. What is awareness? Awareness is basically awareness. Like, I'm aware. It's the pure knowing, not even I am aware. I am is also awareness. So basically, there is this awareness that this body is sitting in this room right now. Even though I am this body, I know that I'm here. I know that this body, which I happen to be in control of, exists here. This knowing is awareness. And this knowing is equal to isness or amness of this body. If I say I am, how is this I am possible if there was no awareness of it? So there's this awareness which knows everything exists, and that awareness gives existence to this body or whatever that is. It's not my awareness, it's not your awareness. But I am that awareness, right? Beyond this body, beyond this hair, beyond my name, beyond my caste, religion, whatever you can think of, whatever you can perceive of in this world, there is something else that I am, and that is just the ability to know that I am. That knowing, pure knowing, that even though you are in this body, you know this body exists. Even though you're seeing this, seeing from your eyes, you know your eyes are seeing. Even when you think of a thought, you know that thought arised, and it also ends. So you're basically nothing but this awareness, and this awareness is what gives existence to anything else, because without this awareness nothing else exists, right? If you were not aware of your existence, if there was no knowing of your existence, what would be left, right? Nothing. So basically there's just one thing in this world, that is this awareness. So we in Advaita Vedanta simply call it as I am not this but that. So whatever you see in this world, whatever, let's say I say I am happy, so if I'm an Advaita Vedanta realized person, I will say I am not this. Whatever I call myself, let's say I'm feeling very tired, I'll say I am tired, and I'll say I am not this, I'm not tired, I'm the one that's seeing this tiredness. So it creates the gap between tiredness and awareness, and it makes visible to you what you actually are. You're that awareness in which everything is coming and dying, coming and dying. This body was this small once. I was aware that this body was this, I mean this at least even in mind, I remember. Or even before that I remembered. Either way, I was this small, I got this big, and this body will get old and die off. Just like, this is worthless. This is a worthless body. It'll turn into dust. But an awareness behind it gives it existence. It gives it existence, and in it has been born, it has grown, and it'll die off. But this awareness in which this body was this big, it has become this big, it'll become this small and die off. The constant plane of awareness, constant plane on which all of these things happen, is awareness, and that is you. So to understand chapter 2, you need to understand this. All right, it took me years to understand this, just so you know. So I'll start off chapter 2 simply like I am the awareness. This is a small, sort of a mantra, or how do I say, short affirmation or something, whatever you call it, a short sutra that I've made, which reminds me of everything when I see myself getting lost in the world of senses. But either ways, this is before starting this book, you should know this. I am awareness, nothing else. World is an illusion of awareness. Choose what to do from this freedom. This is what I tell myself, okay? I'm awareness, nothing else. I'm nothing else but awareness. This frees me. No matter what situation I'm in, no matter how sad, how frustrated, how in pain, how happy I am, just the second I tell myself that I am awareness and I am not this thing. This thing is, but I'm the awareness behind it. It creates a gap between me and what's going on in the real life, and I find myself free. So this purely sets you free. Just the second you realize you are awareness and nothing else. World is an illusion of this awareness. If this awareness was not there, this won't be there as well, the world. So don't take it as seriously. It has come, it will pass. Everything comes and passes, so nothing to worry about. Beyond that, what to do? Usually a person who has realized this, he just lets things flow. Lets things pass. He doesn't stop. And even if he wants to use his mind, he chooses out of freedom. I choose what I do out of complete freedom. That's the only difference between a self-realized person and a not self-realized person. A not self-realized person is always running after desires. And he's never really satisfied because he thinks that if he attains this, he will be happy. So there's always this sort of an incompleteness in a normal person, and he's always trying to complete himself by attaining a desire. And this is a very pitiable state of being to me, because you're constantly forever searching for something to complete yourself, and you never complete, and you constantly reaffirm to yourself that you need this thing to complete yourself. I've switched on the AC. I hope the sound stays nice. I'll put the mic here just in case, or I'll put it here. Right, so now we'll start the chapter 2. I might be looking slightly off the lens at times because there's a screen here, so don't mind it. Either ways, this is how the first verse of chapter 2 of Gita goes, and this is all you need to understand so you can stay free. You're in good hands, and I'm going to explain everything to you today thanks to me. Either ways, this is how the AC is irritating. I'll sweat for you guys, alright? I'll sweat for you, but I want you to understand Gita today. Let's begin. So the first verse goes like this. There are 72 words. Even if I speak them out super fast, this is super simple language. This is super simplified by me, so feel free to enjoy. This is how the chapter 2 starts. At that time, I cut some verses to make it even shorter, but alas, I will give you the first verses as well, initial verses as well. So the first verse goes like this. Seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Krishna spoke the following words. O Arjuna, how has this despair and weakness come upon in such a critical time? You see, I've made a lot of drafts of this book. So this one is a bad draft. I missed you. I'm so sorry. Verse second goes like this. O Arjuna, how has this despair and weakness come upon you in such a critical time? This is not befitting a man who is aware of the non-dual self, that is the supreme witness awareness. It leads neither to liberation nor to glory, but to suffering and disgrace. O Arjuna, do not give in to this degrading powerlessness. Such behavior is beneath you. O slayer of enemies, crush this petty weakness of heart and arise. Arjuna says, O Krishna, how can I ever bring myself to fight against Bhishma, my grand uncle, and Drona, my mentor and teacher, who are worthy of my worship? Surely it would be better to spend my life begging than to kill these great and worthy souls. If I kill them, everything I enjoy will be tainted with blood. I don't even know which would be better, for us to conquer them or them to conquer us. The sons of Dhritarashtra, Arjun's foster father, just so you guys know, the sons of Dhritarashtra stand before us on the battlefield. But why would we care to live if we killed them? My will to act is paralyzed and I am utterly confused. Tell me, which is the better path for me? Let me be your disciple. I have fallen at your feet. Please instruct me, O Krishna. I see no means to overcome this sorrow of mine, which is slowly draining away all my life force. Even the wealth of an empire and power over men feel empty. Having spoken thus, Arjuna told Krishna, Govinda, I shall not fight, and fell silent. Interesting, right? This is where the book begins. This 28, I'm looking at the screen, okay. This is where the book begins. This is the meat of the book. This is the coolest part, right? Enjoy. At that time, Krishna, smiling in the midst of both the armies, spoke the following words to the grief-stricken Arjuna. While speaking learned words, you are grieving for those who are not worthy of grief. Those who are wise grieve neither. You know what? I'll repeat. I don't want to make the mistake. Either ways. While speaking learned words, you are grieving for those who are not worthy for grief. Those who are wise grieve neither for the living nor for the dead. Neither was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. As the same awareness lives in this body through childhood, youth, and old age, the same awareness similarly passes into another body at death. The wise are not bewildered by such a change. O Arjuna, when the sense organs come in contact with sense objects, a person experiences cold and heat and pleasure and pain. These experiences have a beginning and an end. These experiences are transient. Break time explanation. So, what just Krishna told Arjuna is that, dude, why are you tweaking? Literally, like, why are you tweaking? And Krishna is smiling right now, okay? Arjuna is facing this battle of his life, mental, physical, psychological, mental health. People would go crazy if they read the story, right? But Krishna is smiling, eh? Krishna, smiling in the midst of both armies, spoke the following word. He literally calls out Arjuna and says, although you're speaking wise words, although you're speaking learned words, you are grieving for those who are not worthy of grief. So Arjuna was grieving for the enemies because they were close to them. So Krishna says that although you think you are saying wise words, please realize this. The ones that you are grieving for, they're not worthy of grief. And this is a very heightened thing that he said. It's a very deep thing that he said, okay? It's not just that those people deserve shame or you just stop respecting the people. What he's saying is that those people, those bodies are not real, are transient. And even at this moment, it's not about belittling their existence. It's the sadness inside of Arjuna's heart that Krishna is not happy about. So he's saying, you are grieving, you're attached, you're... Oh my god, the mic fell down. You're grieving, you're attached, you're restless, which you should not be. This is what Krishna is saying to everybody, alright? Even you, even me, everybody who is agitated right now. It's not about belittling the existence of the enemies. He's saying, you do not deserve to be agitated. The ones that you are even grieving for, they are an illusion. Right? Gita is about radical freedom. You should be free. I don't, even right now while I'm making this video, you should be free. I do not care what you say about anybody else at this point. You might be grieving for your father, your mother. You should be free right now. Why you should be free? He says, they're not worthy of grief. Those who are wise grieve neither for the living nor for the dead. Why? As the same awareness lives in this body through childhood, youth and old age, the same awareness similarly passes on to another body at death. The wise are not bewildered by such change. So he says that the people that you are worrying about are not even people. Alright? Me, the one making this video, my truth is awareness. If you are ruining your life in love with this body and you are agitated in your life because something is going to happen to this body, you need to realize that the one you are grieving for, this body is going to die. It has no value at all. So there should never be grief in your heart. There should never be agitation in your heart for this body. In fact, he's asking Arjuna to see beyond the body and realize that the awareness that I am, that is infinite. So if you see me as the awareness of the body, you will realize there's nothing to grieve about, because I as the awareness am never going to die. I'm in this body for a few while, this body will die, but I as the awareness will never die. So do not grieve for this body. Truly see, and when you truly see and realize that the awareness that I am is infinite, you won't grieve at all. This is what he says. Wise to not grieve for things that are transient. In the next verse he explains. O Arjuna, when the sense organs come in contact with sense objects, a person experiences cold, heat, pleasure and pain. These experiences have a beginning and an end. These experiences are transient. So what he says is that although I just told you a very deep thing, even then if I do see you in pain, I will have some empathy. My mirror neurons will act up. I will also feel the pain that you're feeling, and I would want that you're not in pain. But he says that please realize that even this pain you're not. You feel me? If I see you crying and I want to cry and it takes away from my peace, it's okay for me to cry, but I need to see that even while crying, I'm not just crying. So, even while you're trapped, you do not stay trapped, because you can just see that crying is here and you are this awareness, and crying is here. And he beautifully explains that this crying is like a wave. It has come and it will pass away. These are transient. So while it's okay to cry and feel sad for them, don't be attached to them. See them as a passing thing. Even cry freely. Be sad freely. But know that everything is transient. So don't be so attached that you just lose your willpower to fight, lose your willpower to do anything, lose your all life force straight away. O best among men, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. It's one of the most beautiful quotes, alright? This is where I fell in love with Gita, because I used to be very, this man, happy, sad, happy, sad. So he says, O best among men, he's complimenting Arjuna, best among men. The person who is not disturbed by happiness or distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. How will you be steady in both happiness and distress? You will be steady in both happiness and distress when you realize that you are this awareness, and happiness and distress both are equal passing waves. Happy, over. Sad, over. I'm not this happiness. I'm not this sadness. When you just see this separation, that happiness has come on you and ended on you. But I am never happy. Happiness has come in me and will end in me. I am never this wave. I am never this happiness. When you see that, you create distance between happiness and you. You enjoy this happiness as a passing wave, but do not say I am happy. You say there is happiness, it will pass away. And when sadness comes, similarly you are not again attached to the sadness either, and you treat them equally. And when you treat them equally, it said in Gita, that person is certainly eligible for liberation. That's why I say I'm liberated. Big claim, but you know what? Like, I'm at a point where I really don't care. Kill me. what's going to happen? You're going to kill this body. I've sort of reached that knowledge in very strongly understood intellectual way, although I do still get attached. But yeah, at least I can explain you these things now. But I'm 90% not attached. Either ways, the seers of this awareness have concluded that of the non-permanent there is no endurance, and of the awareness there is no change. Those who have seen the boundary between these two have attained the end of all knowledge. You see, the seers of this awareness, just the way I've seen this, have concluded that of this non-permanent there is no endurance. Of the non-permanent there is no endurance, and of the awareness there is no change. So the seers of awareness, that is why I'm the right person for you to understand Gita from, because I see the awareness now. It took me years, by the way, to get here, so you can trust me. The seers of awareness see that of the non-permanent, of anything in this world, there is no endurance. It means that it doesn't last. No matter how happy you are, it will pass. No matter how sad you are, it will pass. No matter how frustrated you are, it will pass. No matter how rich you get, the pleasure you get from rich will pass. Even your money will pass. Your body will itself die. So no matter how rich you get, what are you going to take after dying, right? So the seers of this awareness have concluded that of the non-permanent there is no endurance. Nothing lasts in this world. So why even get attached? But of the awareness there is no change. The awareness that you're permanent, you're infinite, you're eternal, you're immortal, baby. Isn't this beautiful? This is why I love Advaita Vedanta. Anyways, those who have seen the boundary between these two have attained the end of all knowledge. All knowledge. It took me years to get it. It was very hard struggle. But trust me, I'm being goofy. Trust me, I've seen it. That which pervades the entire body and universe, you should know to be indestructible. Nobody is able to destroy that. Now again, if I say, okay, I have this awareness. First of all, you don't have this awareness. You are in this awareness. But like, how is the universe me? Or how is the whole universe you, right? But try to understand. This whole universe thing that you say, this whole world, these galaxies, infinite universe, this all is like this small of a dream. And this small of a dream and awareness, it is being aware of. Whatever exists, whatever has exists, whatever will exist, only exists. This whole universe is this small, and it exists because of this pure knowing that you are. Without this pure knowing, this universe cannot be. If there is no awareness, this universe cannot be. So this whole universe is an illusion of this awareness. It took sages decades to realize this. Okay, I'm telling you in simple words. But it's very simple. You know, when you dream, you actually feel fear after falling off from the cliff, don't you? But then you wake up and you realize that it was false. But was it actually a lie if you actually felt fear? No, it was relatively true. Your dream was relatively true because you felt all of the fear and all of the love and all of the even feelings in your dream, right? But what was that dream? Was there anything of actual matter there? Or was it all mind stuff? The dream, the people in the dream, the cliffs, the fall, the height, the gravity, the truth, the lies, anything that exists was simply mind stuff. It was not real, but you did feel fear. You did feel stimulated and immersiveness in that dream. So it was relatively real. It was real because of the mind. Similarly, you are the awareness. This universe exists, but this whole universe exists purely because the mind is can see it. Once this is taken away, nothing else remains. Just like in the whole dream, the world collapses. Some Advaita people also say that when you die, you just wake up and you realize that even this was a long, stable 80 years of dream. But either way, it's very simple to understand that without this awareness of being, if I was not aware, if there was no awareness that I exist, I can say I exist, this body exists, this body can think, there is color. It's all because it can be perceived. It is known. If it's not known, nothing is. This whole thing that you truly feel through your senses, you also felt in the dream. Doesn't mean the dream was real. It was all mind. Similarly, your awareness. And all of this is an illusion of awareness. So as enjoyable as this is, it's an illusion. Live it freely. There's nothing to be attached to. There's nothing to gain in a way that you might be able to take this out of the dream. If you want to earn $1 billion, earn it out of freedom. Earn it out of love for the money. Earn it out of the love to do things. Earn it out of expression. I'm not saying don't be rich, don't do anything. Do everything. Become the greatest version of yourself. But do it out of complete and utter freedom. Just to express, just to give all of yourself away. Don't do things to attain. Because what are you going to attain? You're going to die. Like, you're not going to be able to take anything that you attain beyond this death. Right? This whole body, character, name, it dies. So, live expressively. Live freely. Give. Have so much to give. Just give it all away. When you do, you actually become rich as well. If you actually read... I was a big personal development, wanting to become rich guy, and I would read a lot of personal development literature, a lot of financial literature, not financial literature, I don't know what that means, but I read a lot of autobiographies and a lot of books of rich people and how businesses actually work. And when you actually get to the top level of it, you realize everything is basically exchange of values. Money is the rarest commodity in the world. If I give my money to you, you must be giving something really valuable to me. So if you want to make money, you must be giving something really valuable to other people. So at the end of the day, it's all about giving only. You might say, I'm doing this to earn money, but you're simply providing value. And they, out of gratitude, are giving money back to you. Unless you're a complete scam, okay? This is how normal business work. You give value and you get rewards as money in return. So, but when you do it purely for the money, there's complete anxiety and complete restlessness throughout the journey, because all your happiness, all your worth is sort of dependent on the end goal, when this whole journey was such a beautiful gift that you were given as life, and you could have lived and expressed every single moment fully, gave everything to you of yourself to the world out of freedom, enjoyed every moment, but you sort of attached yourself to something that was going to die and you suffered. Anyways, next, that which pervades the entire body and universe, you should know that to be indestructible. Yeah, so it's indestructible as well. You know, what can you do to this awareness? Arjuna is scared that he will kill the other people. But can you actually kill me? You can kill this body, mind, name, Bharat. But you're not gonna kill this awareness. It's indestructible. The material body of this indestructible, immeasurable, eternal one pure awareness is sure to come to an end. Therefore fight, O Arjuna. Then Krishna says that no matter what you do, this material body that you're afraid to kill is going to come to an end anyway. So fight, be free, fight. The body is mortal, and that which dwells in the body is immortal and immeasurable. Therefore fight, O Arjuna. One who believes this awareness as the killer, and he who thinks of this as killed, Both are ignorant, for this one does not kill, nor is it killed. And then he says, if you believe that this awareness, in which I am, is the killer, or is the one killed, both of the people are wrong. Because you realize, even though I'm speaking all of these things to you, alright, awareness, that which I truly am, that is to be no action. It is in the nature of this body mind to express, and it's expressing. The function of awareness is just awareness, and it lets this illusion flow as a game, as a leela. So even though I'm giving this knowledge to you, I am not giving this knowledge to you. I'm watching myself give this knowledge. I'm watching this body mind give this knowledge to you. So even this action of me making this video, I'm not attached to, because I'm constantly aware. I am personally not. I'm 90% aware. I do get indulged and immersed in this illusion sometimes. But either ways, I'm at least aware at all the important times. I'm aware that even while speaking this video, even while making this video, I am the awareness that is watching. I'm not actually making this video. So basically, it'll come in a while. I don't know how many of you like Hindi or not, whatever. So here is, if you consider this awareness as the killer or being killed, both of you are ignorant, because neither does this awareness kill, nor is it killed. Awareness just sees. And awareness, consider it as mind. Mind just creates and watches the dream. Mind isn't fighting. Mind isn't falling. Mind has created this whole illusion. He lets it run. He's never truly involved. Never is this one born, never does it die, nor is it that having come to exist, it will ever again cease to be. This one is birthless, eternal, immutable, and ever existing. It is not slain when the body is slain. Awareness was never born. My body was born in this awareness. As I said, it has become 24 years old, and it will also die. The body takes birth, body gets old, body dies. The awareness never dies. In awareness, other bodies come and go all the time. So don't be agitated. Nor is it that having come to exist, it will cease to be. For this one is birthless, eternal, immutable, and ever existing. It is not slain when the body is slain. Needless to explain. O Arjuna, he who knows that this awareness is indestructible, eternal, birthless, and immutable, how and whom does that person kill? And whom does he cause to be killed? Simple. You cannot kill the awareness. Those are just illusions. So in this play of life, if you've come to a place where you truly want to win this battle and fight this battle out of righteousness, and you were just frozen from action because you have attached your identity to the circumstances, then you're even resisting the flow of life. You're bothering yourself and the whole world by resisting the flow of life, by resisting the illusions to flow. So he's saying, let them flow. Don't be bothered. O Arjuna, he who knows does not cause to be killed. As after rejecting worn out clothes, a person takes up another new ones. Likewise, after rejecting worn out bodies, this one awareness that lives through this body and mind, in which this present body mind lives, another body minds live as well. So just as a person rejects worn out clothes, the clothes that are worn out, similarly this awareness, when one wave dies in it, when one body dies in it, it just enjoys another body. This, nothing happens to it. This you are. Weapons do not cut it, fire does not burn it, water does not moisten it, the air does not dry it. It cannot be burnt, moistened, and surely cannot be dried up. Awareness is eternal, omnipotent, unmoving, and changeless. Simple enough. We can't cut this awareness, burn it, dry it, wet it. It is changeless, it is omnipotent, it is unmoving. Literally is. It is said that a true self, the awareness, is unmanifest, it's unconceivable, it's unchangeable. Therefore, having known this, you should not grieve. So now he says that this awareness, that which I'm talking about, on which everything comes and goes, this awareness is unmanifest. Like, you cannot see it, you cannot give it a shape. It is pure knowing itself. Right? It's like the creator. How can you see the creator when it's literally projecting things? So you cannot see it, you cannot conceive it, how how the awareness might be, and you cannot change it. It's unchangeable. It's pure knowing itself, right? You cannot give any shape or whatever to it. On the other hand, if you think that this one is born continually and dies continually, even then, O Arjuna, you should not grieve. So Krishna also says, even if you think that this awareness has come and will end, even then you should not grieve, because for death of anyone born is certain, and of the dead birth is a certainty. Therefore you should not grieve over an inevitable fact. So he says, even if you think that this body, this awareness is going to die with this body, you should not grieve, because if it's going to die, why care? Like, it's going to die sooner or later, why not sooner? It's sort of a controversial point. I think I might have to be more careful about it. I mean, this is, Krishna is sort of a cool man. He's playful with words. Yeah, so on the other hand, if you think this one is born and continuously dies, even then, O mighty armed, you should not grieve. For death of anyone born is certain, of the dead the birth is certainty. Therefore, you should not grieve over an inevitable fact. So yeah, he's simply plain forward saying, if you do not believe all that stuff that I'm saying, even then you should know that they're going to die anyways. So might as well kill them now. Like, no. So why are you stressed over it? They were going to die, right? Even after 70, 80 years, they were going to die. So if it has come to this righteous battle where you are on the right side, why are you so afraid of their deaths? And they're going to die after 70 years anyways. Death is inevitable. It's not something for you to freeze up and lose all your life force for. So he gives an option for all of the people who do not believe in this truth as well, the Advaita Vedanta as well. He gives an answer to those people as well. Then he goes back to the philosophy. O Arjuna, all beings remain unmanifest in the beginning, they remain manifest in the middle. After that, they certainly become unmanifest. Some visualize this pure awareness as a wonder, some speak of it as a wonder, and others hear of it as a wonder, yet even after hearing it, hardly anyone understands it. O Arjuna, the awareness in which everybody takes birth, live, and perish can never be killed. Therefore, you should not grieve for all these beings. Even considering your own duty, you should not waver, since there is nothing else better for you to do, whose nature is that of a warrior and protector than a war against evil. Guys, I don't have energy anymore. Let's stop it here. Let me know if you want another part of it. What verse are we on? Verse 29, chapter 2. It was an amazing video. I explained 29 verses of Gita. I'll explain the rest in the next part. So, it's 3:40 a.m. So, I'll make the next part in the next video. If you guys like this video, like, share, subscribe, whatever, I don't know. If you like this, you will. If you don't. I'll make the rest in the next video. Bye.